All right, so I'm working with like a new ring light situation. Bear with me, I'm working through it, you know what I mean? It's gonna take some time to adjust, but I do feel like it's very ominous, and I also feel like I look like I'm in a horror movie, so fingers crossed I don't die tonight. Yes, if something jumps out at me, please call 911. It will be like a day too late, but still, here's hoping. Hi, welcome back to my channel. I am finally feeling slightly human again, and before I jump into this video, I know I'm repeating myself, but I just want to say thank you guys so much for sticking by me. I am so happy to be making content, and honestly, like, making videos for you all as I was like getting better and feeling sick, the whole thing just like kept me sort of motivated and kept me level-headed, and I'm just grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for YouTube, I'm grateful for my job, and I'm grateful for my health. So amen. I'm working on that. Anyways, we are back. We are doing another advice video, and I'm kind of feeling, I didn't want to put the pressure on myself and on you guys at the start of this, but I am kind of feeling like this is going to be a two-parter, which I've never done, but we're just going to like roll with it and see how we do, and if it warrants two parts, then that's what it will be. Usually when I do these, I end up going for like 40 minutes, and then in the editing, I'm like, oh my god, Lisa, you can't put up like a 40-minute video, so I cut out some of the questions. So let's just like take a look, see what we're in for, see how we're moving and grooving. Obviously, I feel very chatty today, even though I can't breathe half the time, so if I need to stop and take a deep breath, please understand that's where I'm at right now in life. But you know what? I want to meet you where you're at, and hopefully you'll meet me where I'm at. So, amen. Amen. All right, so I have started doing these again, and I really am enjoying them. I went on Instagram and asked you guys if you needed any advice. I promise that these are all going to remain anonymous, so you can feel comfortable leaving me questions or inquiries or, you know, your problems. So if you're not already following me on Instagram, make sure that you do. I like to interact with you guys there the most. I don't know, I'm old school, I'm not on TikTok, I'm literally just on YouTube and Instagram. So if you're here for it, then get there for it. So let's just jump in and see what you guys have come up with. The very first question, which I saw earlier today, and I was like, ooh, I don't know how to answer this, but also I think this is a really important question and a really important situation that probably all of us can relate to, and that is, how do I set boundaries with extremely sensitive family members? Ooh, girl, this is hard. I myself am a people pleaser, okay? I feel everyone's emotions. I'm very empathetic, and I'm also really wanting people to be happy. I want people to like me, the whole thing, like people pleaser to the T. And so then when it comes to family, I feel like that's even amped up even higher. Like, I feel like it's my personal responsibility to make sure everyone in my family is happy, safe, protected, feeling good. And that's not healthy. Not healthy. So I sympathize where you're coming from. I'm assuming you're probably very similar if you're asking this question. And yeah, the dynamics are complicated, especially if you have someone sensitive in your family who requires a little bit more energy. I do feel like over the years and through therapy, I have learned that like literally you can't take on everyone's stuff. All you can do is put your best foot forward, your best intentions forward, and leave it at that. So I am personally learning that like I can't please everyone 100% of the time, and sometimes, even though it hurts, I just have to step back and accept that And also know that like, hey, I do need to set boundaries, and hey, these are my intentions, and hey, I know that that might not be 100% great for you, but I know I'm coming at it from a good place, and so like that's all I can offer. And that's that. Am I making sense? Am I rambling? Are we off to a terrible start? Perhaps, but this is a really heavy, complicated question. All I can say is know your worth and know your intentions, and if they're good and kind and you want the best for your family, that's all you can do. And at some point it becomes unhealthy if you are constantly like pulling at your own heartstrings to make someone else happy. You just have to like, dude, you know what it is? You gotta, unless you're like living with your family, which is like a whole nother thing, and I don't even know where to begin with that, but like sometimes I just need to like put down my phone. Like oftentimes I'll text a family member my opinion or my thoughts or my boundaries, and then I just have to put this down, because sometimes I'll just get a like okay back via text or nothing back, and then I obsess, and then I need to write, and I need to poke, and I need to like get control, because that's the OCD in me, which I feel like you might have a little bit of too. That's an assumption, but I feel like people like us, we need answers. But like I have learned that like I just have to be okay with not being okay, and knowing that I put out my best intentions. Oh wow, I feel like I'm failing, but I'm trying. You know, I'm setting my own boundaries. I'm gonna put down the phone and move on to the next question. All right, what to not say during interviews. I have a preschool teacher interviews and I'm stressing. Oh my God, I'm sending you so much love and so much luck. My best friend is a preschool teacher. She's been working in preschools forever, and I follow her journey, and she's amazing. And I just feel like anyone who is putting themselves out there to be a preschool teacher is incredible to begin with. So know your magic, know your worth, and honesty is always the best policy. I feel like any interview is like so nerve-wracking. You guys have been following my journey. I have had many meetings, many auditions, and I feel like nerves are our worst enemy. So whatever you can do to try to curb those nerves and really just sit in your truth and present yourself as you are. And I think flaws are so appealing, especially in preschool, dude. You are an educator and you are teaching that it is okay to have flaws and to have moments of ups and downs. And I think just being completely transparent with where you're at in your process of teaching and your process of interviewing, I think that is like the most appealing to someone who is on the other side of the table interviewing you. So I used to run a children's theater. I interviewed so many teachers before, and it's scary. It's scary being on both sides. So first of all, know the person on the other side interviewing you is just as nervous. They want to do a good job and they want to bring in the best people, so there's pressure on them too. So I think humanizing the person that's interviewing you is a really good first step. They're just a human like you who have gone through a lot, especially in the last 2 years. So remembering that, think of it like you're going to coffee with someone, like a friend, and you're just trying to like be honest with them. So it kind of takes away this power dynamic. And secondly, just know that you're wonderful and you deserve a good job. And honestly, like we need good teachers, especially now. So just assume that the person interviewing you wants to hire you, okay? They want you to work out. They are not against you, they are for you. So just be yourself, be honest, be transparent. Even if you're like, hey, I'm really nervous, I haven't done this in a while. Start with that. I feel like honesty is the best policy. I'm just saying. All right, this is not a question of advice, but rather just a question. What's your favorite thing to do in your free time? I was gonna be like, oh, I don't have any free time. But then I'm like, I have all the free time. My life is very strange. If I had like no obligations at all, reading. Reading is one of my favorite things to do. It's really hard to allow myself to just turn everything else around me off and just sit down and read. But when I do, ooh, girl, that is absolutely, I think, on the top in terms of my favorite thing to do. That and just like being outdoors. I love being with my friends and I love being outdoors, and as soon as I'm 100% clear and safe, like I just want to be like outdoors having a picnic, drinking wine with my best friends. So there's that. All right, just moved to NYC out of my BFA program. Oh my God, congratulations, that's huge. To pursue acting. Any advice for a young actress? This hits my heart in such like a deep place. You have no idea. I remember I used to like seek out advice from other actors all the time. I was just thinking about this the other day. I like in high school wrote a letter to Wilson Cruz. If you don't know who Wilson Cruz is, my goodness, learn who Wilson Cruz is. And he wrote me back. Okay, wait, let me reverse. I wrote him saying like, oh my God, I want to be an actor so bad. My parents said that I have to like finish high school and go to college. Like help, I feel stressed about this. I really want to pursue this. And he wrote back this amazing postcard just being like, hey, listen to your parents. They know best. Like your time will come. When it's time, it will happen. But like definitely finish out school, blah, 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 blah. And that stuck with me. Like, I just thought that was like the sweetest thing. He took the time to like handwrite a postcard. I like put it in a frame in my room. I'm such a freaking dork, okay? He was Angel in Rent amongst many other things. And I was just like such a Rent geek. Anyways, first of all, you got your education and I'm so proud of you. You got a BFA, which is, I'm so jealous. I often think about going back to get my master's. I got a BA, but you were like 12 steps ahead of the curve here. So you have the tools, you have the skills. Now I just need you to like hold on, stick it out. Know that it is a journey, especially right now. You have entered into the world at such a vulnerable time where things are changing so frequently, especially with COVID. Like, it's a tough time to enter the workforce, but just know that your passions will carry you, your talent will carry you, and your heart will carry you, and just keep going. Dude, I've been working so hard for so many years and there's so many ups and downs, but I'm like still holding on and feeling hopeful. I am creating. If you can create, I encourage you to create while you audition. And I encourage you to just keep your head in the game and know that it is an uphill battle, but you have the skills and clearly you have the talent. So just stick with it and keep that heart and head in the game. And oh, I believe in you. I'm so proud of you. I feel like a mama bird. Don't forget me when you're famous. All right. This is so fun. I think you guys are amazing. Realized after 7 years that a close friend is very toxic to me, but I don't know how to distance myself from them. Ooh, first of all, I feel this deeply. I know this very well. And I just want to say, even your ability to vocalize this is brilliant. You were on the right path and I'm proud of you. I feel like we don't talk about this enough, but friends do come and go, right? We focus on this idea that we have these like amazing friends since childhood. And let me just tell you, I am one of those people. I am blessed. I have like literally a handful of beautiful, gorgeous, wonderful friends that I've known since my childhood. I'm just pat myself on the back for that. That is rare and that is lucky. But I have had many friends along the way that were really close, near and dear friends who were really important to me that I have distanced over the years. And I think that is totally normal. So let's go ahead and normalize this idea that we do break up, separate, and go different ways from friends. You are okay. That is normal. There is nothing wrong with you. humans grow, humans change, and just like any other like intimate relationship, friendships are just as intimate, sometimes if not more than like relationships like boyfriends and girlfriends. So, you know, those relationships do change over time as we grow and we change and experiences come into our lives and things around us change. Okay, I'm rambling now, but I just want you to know that you are not abnormal and this is a very normal situation. All right. Without like throwing an old friend under the bus, I used to have an old friend, no one that you guys know. This was like way before I even turned on the camera. But she was a delightful friend and a really big influence on my life. But over time, I don't know, you know what, I'm not gonna point fingers. I don't know if it was her, I don't know if it was me, but communication definitely changed, and there was a lot of like bickering, and I feel like there was a lot of jealousy and a lot of comparison, and again, there's no need to point fingers, but it was just not healthy. And I kind of like made the breakup move. I did it. It wasn't like a big proclamation, and maybe you need that. Some people need that like proclamation to like end things. For me, it was just sort of like a step back. And I think in retrospect, it was absolutely the right decision for both of us. And you know what? Years later, we have sort of like recycled conversations in some ways, but also have like checked back in with one another. And like, I think we have both nodded to the fact that like people change and situations change, and you know, things are just different now, and I feel like we're building back a friendship. It'll never be what it was, but there's something comforting in knowing that like we both kind of acknowledged that that was a necessary pull apart, and now we support one another and we're excited for each other's growth and for each other's separate lives. And you know, there's talk of maybe I'll go over there and say hello, meet the kids, because there's kids now, which is wild. And you know, I haven't really done that yet, and maybe I will, maybe I won't, but I've kind of taken the guilt off my shoulders that this has happened. It's so easy to be hard on yourself for these things. I feel like any sort of like breakup feels like a failure, but it's not. I think it was like a mature choice. It was the right choice. And I feel like we both benefited from it. So yeah, maybe we'll move forward and we will rekindle a friendship and build a whole new friendship. And maybe we won't. And I think that's okay. So I'm proud of you. This recognition is amazing. I say just take a few steps back. Whether that's just like kind of stepping off, making plans or initiating plans, maybe start there. Like maybe you just don't initiate plans for a while, and maybe you say yes to a few plans and no to a few plans and kind of go from there. But I think pulling back if you're not feeling good about all of this is totally necessary. If you want to have the full-blown conversation and you know, really state how you're feeling, I urge you to maybe write down your feelings. I feel like it's always good to like write down an email or like write a letter and then sit with it before you send it. That's always very helpful, but I think it's okay for you to just pull back and leave it at that. That's just my 2 cents. I'm curious to see what you all think in the comments below. Like, throw your 2 cents down below. I think you all are very, very smart. And every time I read the comments, I'm always encouraged and inspired by y'all. Y'all have brilliant brains, and I'd watch all of your videos if you had a YouTube channel. So thank you for watching mine. I'm gonna end here, but I am gonna continue tomorrow because there are so many other questions on here that I think are brilliant and wonderful, and I'm honored that you trust me to even approach these. So if you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe to this channel and stick around because tomorrow I'll do part 2 of this Q&A advice video. And yeah, I think you guys are great. See you tomorrow.